Alright, what's going on everyone? YouTube, NES Roller. Welcome to another video review. Hope you guys enjoyed the ones that I've posted in the past. I know it's been a little bit since I've done another review. I've done some written stuff over on the 22 Shots and Moods and Horror website, so if you want to read some more of my written stuff, I'll put a link down below. You could go over there. I've done a few more written reviews than these video reviews because they seem to go over better than my video reviews, but I hope whoever been watching these and listening to these have been enjoying them. Like I said, I know I'm not the best at them, but I hope I'm still doing a good enough job at reviewing these films. So if you've been listening to the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast, you'll know that I've been really into documentaries lately. I watched the Paradise Lost trilogy a few weeks ago. I reviewed that on the podcast. I really enjoyed those films, and if you've listened to the show, you probably know my feelings on those films, and I did a written review on the first one and things like that. So I've been really interested in these documentaries, horror or not. I've just been watching a bunch of them, and this one just came out from IFC, and it's part of the Sundance Selects sub-label of IFC, and that is a film called The 7-5. This one's really interesting. Being from a big city myself, I was intrigued to check this one out. I'll get into the story in a little bit, but being from Chicago, which is a pretty crime-stricken city, it has the nickname Chirac, which if you guys follow film, Spike Lee is using that name for his new film that he's filming here, and it has a whole bunch of controversy around here because it portrays the city of Chicago in a negative way, which I don't really think so. I mean, it's the name people call it even around here every so often, and it really is what it is. It really is a Chirac, because people are getting killed every weekend. Every day somebody's getting shot. Maybe not killed, but they're getting shot, and homicides in the city are just absolutely insane. So with a film like, as I drop it, with a film like this, I really was intrigued with it. So this film basically follows a precinct in New York City, the 75th precinct, which is notorious for being in one of the most devastated parts of New York City, and there's a lot of crime there, and a lot of drug activity, and a whole lot of violence and things like that, especially in the late 80s and early 90s where this documentary takes place. So it's a really bad part of the city, a whole bunch, like I said, a whole bunch of crime and killings and murders and drugs and you name it. Cops are known for being quite dirty in this part of New York, and this is what this documentary follows. Michael Dow, who is probably known as one of the most notorious dirty New York cops, and we basically just follow him from the time that he left the police academy in 1982 or so, and up until like 1993, where he got arrested for selling drugs and taking bribes and working with drug lords, giving them protection and all that kind of stuff. So it basically follows from the beginning to the end of his police career, and it's really interesting how dirty this cop is, and how he had a state of mind that all he wanted to do was really just make money. And of course you're thinking of his family and things like that, but you have to think that he's probably not only thinking about his family, but he's thinking about himself and all the good things that he could buy with this money, and as he says, when an opportunity arises, he's going to take it. So it basically just follows the first time he takes money, and then how it gets worse and worse, and then he gets into the drug activity, and then he's working with drug lords and offering them protection, listening to the radios, and if they know that a drug bust is going to happen, he would tell them, so they remove all their drugs and all that, and they would get paid $8,000 a week, and it's him trying to convince his partner that he should get into this, and then he ends up getting into it. And as the film goes on, shit starts to get pretty bad, and these guys get into some deep crap with the authorities, and they end up getting caught. Michael Dow goes to jail for a very long time. I'm not spoiling anything because it's true. Michael Dow goes to jail for I think 12 years. He got released, so he's in this documentary a lot, and a whole bunch of the other New York cops are in this documentary a lot also. So he gets released. talking, giving his entire story, which I found really interesting, and the fact that they had other cops that were part of this, telling their story also, I found really, really interesting. So this is a really well done documentary. There's not too much B-roll, but if there is B-roll, it's real B-roll. It's none of that actor portray crap that I've talked about in the past that I really don't like. If I'm going to watch a documentary, I want to see footage from the time, real stuff. I don't want to see reenactments and all that stuff. So this has actual footage from then, audios, all that kind of stuff. Really interesting. So if you guys like, stories of dirty, dirty cops, because these guys are as dirty as it comes, then you should check out the 7.5, because I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. It's a really interesting story, and it really makes me think about what actually happens in the police force. Of course there's going to be dirty cops, but living in a city like Chicago, it's more known that there's probably more dirty cops than that I see, especially with, a whole bunch of drug lords. El Chapo, he had people here that pretty much sold them out and things like that. So, there's probably a whole bunch of dirty cops here in the city, which is unfortunate, but really, really interesting. So I highly recommend this one. I give this one an 8 out of 10. So check it out if you guys get a chance. It's really good. So if you guys like this review, if you do, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. And as always, you can read my written reviews over on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror website. That's 22 Shots of Moods andhorror.com. And I'll talk to you guys soon with an update. I actually have an update coming. I recorded it. It's all ready to go. You'll probably see it before this video is uploaded. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys.